Today we're going to be looking at and testing this CYCLENBATT 12 volt 100 amp hour mini size lithium iron phosphate battery. So this is a 12 volt battery rated at 100 amps continuous. It says it'll do 300 amps for 5 seconds. Has low temperature cutoff, grade A cells. Looks like a pretty nice battery. This has even got a label on the back. Tells you some more specs right there. What's interesting about this battery is it's a mini size, but it's even smaller than a normal mini. So let me show you guys. So here's like a standard, I guess you could say, mini battery, and it's about the same width. But as you can see, it's about 1 inch shallower, so it is quite smaller than your standard mini size batteries that we're seeing on the market. And it's almost one of the smallest batteries I've reviewed so far. Previously, we reviewed this battery. It's actually almost the exact same size as this battery that we previously reviewed, and this was the smallest battery up until this point. And this one's about the same size. And here it is compared to, I guess you could say, a standard 100 amp hour battery. So quite a bit smaller, almost about half the size if I had to guess. Comes with a little user manual, just kind of skim through this. Always has a little bit of good information in there, but all pretty standard stuff, nothing crazy there. And 2 sets of terminable to get a long set, so if you're stacking a bunch of bus bars or connections on there, and then you have a standard short set. These are M8. So in this video, we're gonna fully charge the battery to do a capacity test. Then we're gonna do some high current discharge testing. We're gonna see if it has a high current cutoff that actually works. Then we're gonna actually take the battery apart, look at the BMS and the cells and everything, kind of judge the build quality, see what we get for our money, and then kind of give our overall thoughts about it. And at the time of filming this battery, the mini version goes for $150 on Amazon. Now, they actually have a Bluetooth version of this battery, but I think it's the little bit bigger version. It's not the mini, and it has a Bluetooth BMS, and it's actually a little bit cheaper. So if you want Bluetooth, you may look at getting that one. I was kind of disappointed this didn't have Bluetooth, but I think the main selling point of this battery is the size of it. Because it's so small, it's one of the smallest 100 amp hour batteries you can get for the price especially. So if you're limited on space and you need to stack a bunch of these together, this would probably be one of the options that you'd want to go with. That's it, guys. We're gonna get this thing charged up and start testing it. We have our red blinking light, which means we're charging. So once this thing's done, we'll start our capacity test. All right, we have our CYCLENBATT mini battery fully charged. We have it connected to my discharge rig right here, which has a current shunt that's going to measure the amp hours going out of the battery. We're going to put a 0.2 C load on the battery, which is 20 amps on the DC side. And we're going to be using the SunGo Power low frequency pure sine wave inverter as the load. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. And we have everything zeroed out on the current shunt. We have 100% state of charge. Our total amp hours are going to be displayed right here. So whatever this number is the capacity of the battery. We're going to run it at 23 amps. That's about the lowest I can get the current. So we're going to see what it does. All right, we just finished the capacity test on our CYCLENBATT 12 volt battery, and we got a total of 105.14 amp hours. So that's awesome. It passed way above its capacity that it's rated for. We love to see that. So we got the CYCLENBATT battery fully recharged again after our capacity test. I have 2 separate loads here. We have a 1,000 watt charger as well as a 1,500 watt space heater. So we're gonna go ahead and get all the loads connected. I'm gonna start with the battery charger to get our baseline and just let the battery run on that, and then we're gonna kick on the space heater. And we're gonna let it run until either the battery EMS shuts down because of excessive current, or if it doesn't shut down, we're just gonna let it run for, maybe 5 minutes and just kind of see the behavior of the battery. And I'm gonna show you guys the max current we get on our little shunt display right here. The battery charger by itself got us 98 amps or 1,200 watts. Now we're gonna connect the space heater. We're gonna turn this thing on low first. We're using 170 amps. That's 2,000 watts. Our battery voltage is down to 11.5 volts. All right, now I'm gonna kick the heater on high. Oh, I think the inverter just shut down. Doesn't say if we overloaded it. It doesn't say we overloaded it. I think the voltage just tripped. So we're gonna reset the inverter. Turn the heater back on low. I'm not gonna be able to get it any higher than this because when it goes over 230 amps, the voltage dips too much for my inverter and the inverter actually shuts off. So we're just gonna call the test here. I'm gonna let it run at this load level and see if the battery will shut off or not. It's been about 5 minutes. The battery does not appear like it's gonna shut off, so we're just gonna go ahead and move on to the teardown. Personally, a lot of the batteries I test do seem to fail this test. The high current protection doesn't seem to trip it. The high current protection does not seem to trip a lot of the time. I will say, if you ever want to try to use these in a golf cart, that's kind of a good thing because I've used cheap batteries in a golf cart before, and if the BMS doesn't trip, it works fine. If it does trip, it will not work for a golf cart. They don't recommend these for golf carts. I'm not recommending you do that. For use case scenarios, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I would always fuse your equipment according to the rating of the battery and the inverter anyways. So for this battery, I would not run more than 100 amps through it, and I would put a 100 amp fuse and you would be perfectly safe. Now I'm gonna very carefully open our battery up using screwdrivers and a hammer. And while I have this thing apart, we're also gonna test the low temp charging protection. Oh yes, there we go. Nice. All right, here's a good first look with the battery cover removed. Very clean looking, not a whole lot going on. Small size BMS, mounted right at the top. It is a little bit warm from our discharging test, but not dangerously hot. Bolted terminals, no soldering there. Our balance harness is secured right here. They even put a little bit of goop on the connector. There's our temp sensor, so we're gonna pull the temp sensor out of the battery in order to test the low temp cutoff. Connections at the top look good. They actually have Allen bolts to make them low profile, so that's how they're able to make the battery so small. It looks like they really minimized everything as much as they could. I'm gonna try to get it out of the case. All right, after about 10 minutes of trying to strong arm this out of the case, I'm not able to do that. It looks like they glued it at the bottom, and I don't wanna destroy this battery completely because I actually wanna use it. I can tell you this though, the way the cells are being held together is with the packing tape style compression. You can see the tape there and there on the sides. There is this fiberglass insulation board on the front where the terminals are. It appears to just be normal laser wells, nothing fancy there. There's foam on the side, foam on the side. There's nothing on this side. So I would be wary, because how compact the battery is, about impacts and shocks. So I would be really careful slamming this thing around because you're gonna more than likely be directly hitting the cells. But at the bottom, there is some double-sided sticky foam that they're using to secure the pack into the case. So the pack doesn't move, it's not gonna go anywhere, and I think it will hold up to vibration moderately well. The BMS is also just glued down, but it's very, very secure. There's no movement in it, so that's good to go as well. Same with this top sheet, it's very well secured. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the temp sensor out without damaging it. Not able to get the temp sensor out. I tried pulling on this as hard as I could, but it's really well secured down in there. So I guess that's a pro, but it does suck that we can't really mess with it unless I put the whole battery in the freezer. There's kind of a close-up of the BMS for those who are interested. There's a little bit of a model number there, but I don't see any other branding or marking. There is that up there that says HP149 Bravo. But that's it, guys. There's really not much more to see about this battery. It's very simply put together. It looks, build quality wise, it looks like it would hold up just fine. It even looks like they marked all the connections. Maybe they did some sort of QC. Every time they torque it, they put a little mark. And the wiring they use looks pretty good. So overall, the battery performed good, especially on the capacity test. We were able to pull 105 amp hours. No high current discharge protection, keep that in mind. Always fuse your batteries for safety. This would probably work really good, especially if space constraint is one of your main focuses. These compact batteries are really nice for that. It lets you stack a lot of these in a small area. If you want to be able to fit a lot of capacity, or a lot of people who use these in campers don't have huge battery boxes, so you'd be able to fit quite a bit of these in a little box. But that's really it. Not much more to say. Let me know what you guys think about the CYCLENBATT brand as a whole. Please leave your comments and your thoughts in the comments section. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this thing. And if you guys happen to have any real world experience, please share all that in the comments. I'm sure people would love to know about that, myself included. Thank y'all so much for watching. See y'all in the next battery review.